For my video, I wanted to talk about a real life experience that I recently had in which I was able to interact with a vulnerable and diverse population right here in Utah County. And this started with a connection to the Volunteer Care Clinic, which is a resource right here in Utah County that provides free healthcare services to people who are low income or underinsured. And it is sponsored by United Way, which is a nonprofit organization, and is also sponsored by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So it's a really awesome resource just right here in Provo, just off of State Street. So last year, I was connected to the Volunteer Care Clinic through one of my Health 315 TAs who was helping to plan a women's health night. I want to become an OBGYN, so I'm very passionate about women's health and jumped on the opportunity, had a really great experience, and then was able to continue that relationship. And so this year, I not only volunteered at the Women's Health Night, but was also able to help organize it and plan it. So this was really cool for a lot of reasons. First of all, to be able to see a lot of the behind the scenes of public health and how much planning and effort goes into putting on a public health event, such as a free health night for women. And how we can target a specific population. In this case, it's low income women who need primary care and health screenings, such as mammograms or pap smears or preventative medicine like that. And it was also really cool to connect with this vulnerable and diverse population. The Volunteer Care Clinic and at the Women's Health Night, we were only offering our services to women who did not have any form of health insurance and who were living on an income that's below 150% of the poverty line. And so we know right off the bat that this is a very vulnerable population. We have seen time and time again how closely income is tied to health outcomes, and that the lower income you are at much higher risk for a wide variety of health problems. We see that lower income people tend to struggle more. They may struggle with food scarcity. They may struggle with health issues related to exposure to the elements. They may have insufficient housing, insufficient nutrition. And so we can see that low income people face a lot of challenges and are very vulnerable and also very diverse. We see a lot of different people who fall into this category. So at the Women's Health Night, before we had this happen, we had to advertise for this event so that we could attract as many patients as possible and be able to provide these services to them. So, we put up flyers in a couple of different languages at the WIC office for women, infants, and children, at the county health department, at the local food bank, at homeless shelters, at an employment office, at the United Way office, in just different areas that are most likely to attract people who would be most in need of these services. And then at the event itself, we had 8 physicians who volunteered, as well as BYU nursing students who helped us with some of the medical side, medical assistants, other volunteers, patient advocates, translators. And so we were able to provide services to almost 50 women and able to give them health screenings and counseling on birth control, counseling on different health issues related to reproductive health or general women's health questions. And it was a really, really great opportunity to connect with this population and to recognize how much vulnerability and diversity we have right here in our very own Utah County, to be able to see a need and to address that and use many different facets of public health to bring about change and to help address those needs.